Hey, it's Saul with Saul Overman Survival. I'm going to do a quick video here. I want to show you something I found today I think is very interesting. Quite a unique find. This firearm. The story behind it is that a gentleman that was an early Vietnam War advisor was traveling in Cambodia near the Thai border and came up on a village where a gunsmith was making these firearms, and he ordered two of them, kept one for himself and gave one away, I guess, to his commanding officer, as the story goes. I find this to be a really interesting firearm. I've never seen anything quite like it before. It's it's quite long. Measures overall length is right about 54.5 inches. It's very slender, thin, waspy type weapon, as you can see. I'll show some detail on it. Start with the butt end. The butt plate appears to be buffalo horn, not very well finished, and is attached with nails. Appears to have a piece of aluminum as a spacer, piece of aluminum plate. All of the other hardware, all the other furniture rather, is brass. It appears to be the thickness is consistent with brass artillery shells, and I've got a feeling that that's what it is. The gun overall is in pretty good shape. A little bit of rust on it, but I mean, just a tiny bit of surface scale, not really any kind of deep rust. Doesn't look to ever have been fired. The hardware appears to be iron. It appears to have a handmade lock behind a brass plate that seems to be the same thickness as the trigger guard, and some of the other brass parts will show it appears to be consistent with a piece of artillery shell as well. Has a very thin metal ramrod. Small sight. It's smooth bore. The bore appears to be, I measured it, it comes in right at 30 caliber. My suspicion is used for a either a 30 caliber or a 28 caliber patched ball. Very interesting looking handmade hammer. The stock appears to be teak, would be my guess. The stock actually shows quite a bit of craftsmanship. It's very well done, well checkered. Apparently this, from the story that I received on it, was found in a very small primitive village. I'm trying to zoom in on that. A non-electric village. It has some script on the bottom that I don't know if it will show. There we can get a little bit of view of it. That I believe is Cambodian. Have not gotten a translation on that script yet. I don't know what it says. Maybe the maker's name. It's on the flat spot of the portion. There's no sight in the rear. Foresight is this very simple and small blade. May have been originally intended for use with small shot, for small game, or then occasionally a round ball. Beautiful wood. It's in good condition. The wood's in good condition. Here we see the opposite lock plate. Also appears to be that same thickness of brass. And well worked stock here, and show some details of it. Beautiful stock. Unusual that it's in this length for a such a small, lightweight rifle. It only weighs a couple of pounds. It's very long, very waspy. Appears to have not been fired. I'll show you the hammer spring is very strong on it and seems to be overpowering the sear. But I can show you the kind of interesting handmade nipple, and the nipple block. Also steel attached to the barrel. Good tight inlay on the on this tang. The butt plate seems to be the most poor fitting part. Doesn't fit very well. It's not very well finished, but the other stockwork is really excellent on this. I've never seen one like this. I've seen, I think everyone's seen old black powder guns from Belgium that have the handmade appearance or rough factory appearance. I've never seen anything from the Orient like this or from Indochina in the past. It's a very, very unique rifle. Or not rifle, long gun, smoothbore. So I don't know what the barrel material is. If it's just some sort of stock pipe. I don't suspect that it is. I don't know what you would use a pipe for, that small outside and internal diameter. It has quite a thick wall on the pipe. The really overall appearance of it's quite attractive. It's quite a nice looking gun, although it does present an unusual appearance with its thinness and long overall length. It's reminiscent of some of the garden guns that, like I said, came out of Belgium or France in the 1800s. It's reminiscent of that appearance, but it has some definite oddities about it that are different from that. But anyway, I found it to be quite interesting and unique, so I bought it. So we have it. Non-Phillips straight screws that also appear to be handmade. Screws, to me, the screw heads on them, I would say they appear to be handmade. Overall, good workmanship. Somebody obviously knew what they were doing. And one of the reasons why I bought this and wanted to do the video was to show what can be accomplished with hand tools as far as firearm manufacturing. Perfectly functional, useful. Once the hammer problem, I'm sure it's not a serious problem of why the hammer won't stay back. Probably lightening the spring and then cleaning up the notch on the tumbler and the sear attached to the trigger would probably cure that problem. Other than this, a fully functioning firearm can easily be used for foraging, for small game hunting. I wouldn't load it very heavily if I was to shoot it, but for small game, one doesn't need to have a lot of velocity. We're getting a little bit better light there. Let me get a little better light. We're getting the sun come out behind the clouds here. We can get a little bit better view of some of the details here. Show you some of the stock work there. A unique hammer. I have seen that hammer style, or roughly that hammer style, on other Oriental firearms, and it is kind of also reminiscent of Middle Eastern or Persian type hammer work with the forward curved spur on the hammer. It's quite interesting. But overall, like I said, it's very clean. Doesn't appear to have ever been used or fired. I don't think it ever was. It's in good condition overall. There's a slight bit of scale on the barrel, and we'll be oiling that. I haven't oiled it or anything. Try to get a view of it from here. So you can see from this angle how unusually long and slender it is. Get out of the sun there and see a little bit of that. There we go. See a little bit of that checkering. So a very unique firearm. I got it at I think a very fair price. Historically interesting. From the hill tribes in Cambodia. I'm sure simple hand tools were used, local materials such as the brass that was found in spent military hardware, simple steel parts, local wood used in the stock. And get a better view. The sun's coming out a little bit, and get a better view of the stock engraving there. Certainly, if anybody knows anything about Indo-Chinese language, I'd love to know what the translation of these characters is. Get a better view of the, get a little more sunlight here and get a better view of buffalo horn butt plate. And I have a feeling this aluminum spacer was some sort of scrounged, possibly scrounged military leftover material. This appears to be a thin piece of aluminum. If anybody has any information on these types, I've looked on Google and tried to find a little bit more information to see if I could see anything like it, and I haven't been successful. I've never seen anything really exactly or like this, or even remotely similar to this style gun. Show it one more time from this angle, get a butt-on view of its overall length and appearance. So if anybody has any information on it that's watching this, I'd certainly appreciate your comments and any kind of input you'd have on it. I'd be interested in. And I want to say thanks for watching. This is Saul Overman with Saul Overman Survival, and y'all have a great day.